wickets tumbling at border. Now we've got down to Courtney Walsh, not number 11 today. Inside edge onto pad and taken by Jack Russell. Courtney Walsh has gone, and that will be the end of play for the day. And what a comeback by England.
Well, West Indies batted as if they had an early plane to catch. The tactics have been curious today. Lara and Hooper put on 61 for the 4th wicket. We couldn't escape the feeling that the West Indies, at least, feel they've already got enough runs. Wickets for all the England bowlers, even a first for Ramprakash to complete a memorable day for him, and they all kept the pressure on this afternoon. And that's the situation. West Indies lead by 309 with 1 wicket in hand.
Oh no.
England's 170. Then, with England looking for early wickets, he caught Sherwin Campbell off Angus Fraser. And finally, with the light fading, he answered his captain's call once again by claiming his first ever Test wicket. Land of My Fathers is the Welsh national anthem, and on St David's Day, Welshman Robert Croft also answered England's call. In the morning, he supported Ramprakash, scoring 26 in a record partnership of 64. Before returning in the afternoon to help reduce West Indies to 127 for 9, taking 3 for 30. Hello again and welcome back to Border, where March the 1st belonged very much to England, or maybe that should be Great Britain. But although Mark Ramprakash and Robert Croft were the main contributors yesterday, it was a spirited team performance, helped, I have to say, by a curiously lackadaisical West Indian approach that has helped put England in the position they find themselves today. And here it is. Special mention must go to Phil Tufnell, who, despite scoring 2, stayed long enough at the crease in support of Ramprakash to help England reach that total of 170. And then with the wicket, and of course that great catch to give Ramprakash his first Test wicket, contributed significantly to leave England 309 runs behind West Indies, who have just 1 wicket remaining. So it's all set up. I have to be honest, I think West Indies have got enough runs, but if England get a good start, such as they did in the 2nd Test match in Trinidad, they do have a chance, particularly as although this pitch looks like a bomb site, it's generally played pretty well. We can go out into the middle now and see what Michael Holding makes of it.
Thanks again, Jonathan. Well, there has been a lot of speculation about this pitch here at Border, whether it would last the entire trip or not. It certainly has played a lot better than people think. There are lots of scar marks on this surface. It certainly cannot be described as an attractive pitch, but it certainly has played a lot better than people expected. Those scar marks are to be expected, the follow-through of the bowlers, but we are seeing a few scratch marks in the center of the pitch, and of course a few ball marks. The ball has been chipping out the surface of this pitch throughout, but it has not really misbehaved, and this is our favorite spot again. This is the most affected area of the pitch, but there you can see again no real deterioration over the last day and a half. One would think that it would have gotten a lot worse. It hasn't. It has played reasonably well, and Mark Ramprakash, pretty good batsman, has showed that if you apply yourself, you can get runs. England should be able to apply themselves and get a few on this pitch again. But will the West Indian bowlers allow them to?
Thank you, Michael. So a terrific day in prospect. And we'll pick it up in the 3rd over of the morning. It's the 2nd ball with Robert Croft bowling to Ian Bishop, and 5 runs have been added to the total.
It's a nice looking stroke.
Catch it!
Half chance there.
That one really forced out by Dinanath Ramnarine, both bat and pad, stabbing at it. But Mark Butcher just couldn't hold on.
Bishop's gone after that. That's a big hit. Onto the roof and out of the ground.
That was a good hit by Ian Bishop. Actually hitting against the spin, whatever spin there was, but he made sure he used his feet and got to the pitch. The closer you get to the ball, naturally the easier it is to hit against the spin, and that went a long way. Good shot.
Well, we understand that's where the ball ended up. Shouts of catch it. I'm not sure there was any bat on that. Hussain running back at first slip. Croft thinks there was bat.
There was quite a bit of bat on that, bat and the glove. It just seems as if Nasser Hussain mistimed his leap.
Ramnarayan gets off the mark. His first test match runs are a boundary.
Mick Jagger has flown in just for these 2 days of play. He's going to go down to the Kaitoa Falls and have a look at them tomorrow. Ramnarayan has got hold of that reasonably well. What was interesting was how much time he had to hit the ball down. Eddie Grant, another musician here enjoying the play.
And there's another one. Mistumping by Jack Russell. Again, not an easy one. It bounced far more than he anticipated and went for a bye, so another opportunity missed. Another one. And they'll get a run for it. Low to his right. Put down by Thorpe. So here it is once more, and well might he hang his head. He just seemed to be up too much there, not down enough. It's gone away and will go all the way for 4. So a boundary for Ian Bishop, just opening the face of the bat, running it down towards third man, who was wide. Real frustration here for England. So 4 chances to get rid of Ramnarayan. Here's Croft. And that's the 50 partnership. So 50 for the last wicket between these two. Yesterday we saw Mark Ramprakash and Phil Tufnell add 30 for the last wicket for England. Now Croft. There'll be 2 more here. So Headley taken off after 2 overs and not being reintroduced. Now that's a surprise. Coming back for 3 and almost 4 with a very wayward return from the deep from Michael Atherton.
63 now put on between these 2 batsmen. The record to 10th wicket partnership for the West Indies is 67 by a man called Colin Croft, who made 17 not out. And his partner, unbeaten with 58 that day, was Michael Holding.
Not often that I get a chance to make a few runs. And a few more here for the West Indies, and possibly also for Bishop. No leg byes.
Well, you're being threatened, Mikey, because that levels your record. And I know that you... there's Colin Croft. Actually, look at that in a pith helmet. Proud as punch he is, Crofty. Maybe Bishop doesn't know he's only 1 away from a West Indian record against England. That's it. There's a record for the West Indies. The 10th wicket record against England is now held by Ian Bishop and Dinanath Ramnarayan. Ah, that must be it now. I think it is. Yep, at last. The edge carries through to Jack Russell, who takes the catch nicely.
Good catch by Jack Russell. It certainly was. dying on the way to him. Just made it.
What an extraordinary morning. Bishop and Ramnarine very nearly made it through to lunch, and that partnership of 70 is a record for West Indies against England. There are the England bowling figures, not helped by 4 chances of varying degrees of difficulty being missed this morning. About 50 minutes flight from Georgetown is the Omai gold mine. It's the largest open-cast gold mine in South America and produces 6,000 ounces of gold a week. The process begins with the blasting. An impressive sight, but equally impressive are the heavy trucks that move in to shift the rocks, 100 tons at a time, from the quarry to the conveyor belts, where they're crushed by these enormous mills. Once in a more manageable size, the larger stones are crushed again before being dissolved in a cyanide solution to form liquid gold, where it's refined into the rings and necklaces you see in the stores all around Georgetown, some of whom have been selling gold since 1935. So England need 380 to win, or more realistically, to bat for 5 sessions to save the match. A very tall order indeed. There was 1 over before lunch. This is the 5th ball. Ambrose is bowling to Stewart with a bye on the board.
Oh, what good timing that is. Nothing more than a punch, and it's 4.
That's kept low. This time he's gone. Ambrose has done it again. They've seen the back of the England captain. Atherton goes for 1. He made 0 in the first innings. His nightmare continues, and England lose their first wicket.
Well, this ball's short of a length. It's nipped back, it's kept low. Mike Atherton is right in front. Daryl Hare won't get many easier than that. The England captain's gone for 1. England are 6 for 1.
Left-handed Mark Butcher in at the fall of the first wicket. It's a no ball, reminiscent of the delivery that Mark Butcher received in Kingston, Jamaica.
Oh, this is quick. Thumped away. Had no idea where it was going, Mark Butcher.
That's up in the air. Ambrose is celebrating, but Daryl Hare is shaking his head. Mark Butcher shaking his wrist.
That really did take off. Now look at the wicket here. You'll see the wicket explode. And that has just gone from nowhere.
Well, that's not really what you're looking for. Expecting the ball to bounce at least above waist height from Ambrose. Haven't seen many balls keep low. That one certainly did.
You're just thankful that they aren't straight as a batsman.
Terrific stroke. Big shout from Walsh. And gone. A long wait by Steve Buckner, but eventually up goes the finger. The umpire thought long and hard about that. But another LBW decision. Stewart thought he'd been reprieved, but eventually down came the guillotine.
Now Steve Buckner takes a long time over this decision. Now the thing he's got is hit him in line and looks pretty straight. His one decision is the height of the ball. Now that's still got 5 feet to go. I'm going to consider, is that going to go over the top? I'm not sure it is going to go over the top, Bob. That could well be a good decision.
England's vice-captain Nasser Hussain out briskly to join Mark Butcher. Up in the air and taken by Adams. The West Indies are celebrating, and Hussain is on his way. What a combination they are, Walsh and Ambrose. England so often in tatters against the West Indies. They're there again. It's 22 for 3, and Hussain has joined the list of ducks.
Well, it's a good bouncer. It's straight. He's thought about hooking it. He's tried to get out of playing the shot in the end. And Jimmy Adams, he kept his eye on it. Nasser Hussain's gone without troubling the scorer. England 22 for 3.
Another Surrey player, Graham Thorpe, comes out to join Mark Butcher.
And he's gloved that. No, he hasn't. Steve Buckner, the man that matters, says not out. The West Indies were convinced that Thorpe had gloved that.
This should be interesting. He did glove it. And in the rules of the game, that's out. But the umpire has said not out, so he stays. There you go, right on the glove through to the wicketkeeper.
Very difficult for the umpires, a flurry of bat, gloves, arms, and the ball going at upwards of 90 miles an hour. Thorpe's away, he'll get runs here. 3 of them.
Somebody.
Oh, what a great catch at leg gully. Ramnarine, in his debut test match, he won't catch many better than that if he plays 100 tests. And Thorpe has gone.
Well, he's certainly having a dream time, Didonat Ramnarine. Bowled well, got wickets, batted well with Bishop, and then this was a beauty. Low to his right, and he held on. Who says test cricket is all that hard? It's 28 for 4.
England's batting hero of the first innings, Mark Ramprakash, comes to the crease. Walsh now round the wicket to Mark Butcher. Edged and dropped. Well, Walsh can't bear it, and Hooper kicks the ground in dismay.
Well, I think Courtney Walsh must be the most unlucky man for quite some time. Most of those are usually taken. We have seen Carl Hooper take catches a lot harder than that. That went in, had a couple of chances at it, finally ending up on the turf. Perhaps about 5 or 6 catches now dropped off Courtney Walsh's bowling in this innings, or rather in this series.
Oh, dear now. I wonder if that was another chance, and I think it was.
Sherwin Campbell, the fielder, usually very good in that area. The look on Ambrose's face tends to suggest that it was a chance. Edge, certainly. Been a very impressive opening from Walsh and Ambrose, as usually is the case. Almost through here. Ambrose now round the wicket. Good shot. Typical left-hander's shot, the square cut, and really put away well by Butcher for 4.
That'll bring up the England 50, a rare boundary. They advance to 53 for 4.
There's a man in at short mid-wicket and a man in at short leg, but nobody out on the boundary apart from the deep backward square.
Ramprakash down the track. He wants the second, but Butcher doesn't. And Hooper can't gather the ball. Stuart Williams did pretty well, but Carl Hooper failed to gather the ball cleanly. The batsman was nowhere in sight.
Well, that's pretty poor from Hooper. Great stuff from Williams. Poor running from Ramprakash. There was no way he was ever going to get two there.
Appeal for a catch, bat and pad. Umpire Bucknor says not out. You've got to wait a long time for umpire Bucknor, and sometimes for umpire here as well.
Well, there's two noises, but I think it's the bat hitting the boot.
He's taken it off the pad. Plenty of excitement.
A bounce and turn there.
Well, Ian Botham called it on the back foot, and what an over we've had from Carl Hooper, the first one after the break. On the back foot, Mark Butcher struggling for the first 5 deliveries, and now this one leg before.
It just goes straight on. He's a long way back. He's inside the crease. I reckon that's going to hit probably about middle and leg.
New batsman coming out is Jack Russell now. His entire position in the England team must be in some question. Put it away for 4. So that breaks his duck. Doesn't have to worry about a pair here. Long hop and put away by Jack Russell for 4.
Tony Cozier sat next to me, says he felt that pitched outside leg. That's the only thing that could have saved Mark Ramprakash here. Does it pitch outside leg? Maybe just.
Long chase here for Chandapal. He's very quick, but he won't get there. So the short leg break, and Ramprakash seizing on the opportunity very quickly.
And that is dropped.
Hasn't been a good match for the keepers here. And David Williams does keep to ram the line for Trinidad. That's a thick edge and really should have been taken by the keeper. Well bowled, and the opportunity going to ground. David Williams missed stumping off Hooper we saw earlier. Beautifully played. He just eased that through the covers. No effort whatever in that shot. And it sped away to the cover boundary.
That was close.
Oh, that's kept very low.
It spun and it kept very low. No, that didn't hit anything on the way through. It hit Williams's boot after it passed the pad and the stump. There's nothing in front of the stump. Courtney Walsh is back.
Oh, what a delivery that is. Unbelievable. And the end of a very patient and very good innings from Mark Ramprakash. And England now 6 down for 90.
This was a beautiful delivery from Courtney Walsh, hitting that spot, the right length, the right line, and as you see, the ball just going through the surface of the pitch there, similar to the one that got rid of Alex Stewart.
Robert Croft in at number 8 for England. That'll race away for 4. There's no third man.
Well, that's super stroke. It's 4. Lovely half volley and thumped through the covers. That's one of Croft's best strokes. We saw him play a few of them in New Zealand last winter, and there's as good as anything we've seen before from him now here in Georgetown. Now Walsh has gone to have a chat with Russell. And I think he might be saying, things are in my favour here, pal. Have a look at this for horrific behaviour of a cricket ball when it's bowled fast at you.
This would have caused untold damage to a right-handed batsman.
Caught behind. So Hooper gets the wicket. Robert Croft walks off. And 118 for 6 becomes 118 for 7.
It's very frustrating when you battle away against Walsh and Ambrose and you get dismissed by Carl Hooper, but he's a much improved off spinner.
So in comes Dean Headley. He's on a pair. Edge and take on. Lara clings on to it. He hasn't taken all that many so far in this series, but that's a wonderful catch. Celebrations all around. And Russell goes, another wicket to Ambrose. And the West Indies closing in now on victory. 8 wickets down.
Magnificent catch by Brian Lara, first slip. If you look at the keeper, he doesn't move very far. He leaves it to Lara. He has a long way to move to his right. This time he gets both hands to it, and he holds on.
So the two fast bowlers together now. Angus Fraser comes out to join Dean Headley. Four down to fine leg, just off the glove. In the air, Walsh takes it.
Took a while for Walsh to pick that up, but in the end he took a good catch. Angus Fraser, his second disappointing dismissal in this match, playing a cross-batted swish at Hooper. Gets a thick top edge and it's nearly all over for England. They're 9 down for 135.
And out. That's the end of the Test match. Chanderpaul takes the catch at 4th slip. Lara is delighted. Ambrose wraps it up. And England are sunk. 137 all out.
There's the sorry tale. England were 28 for 4 at one stage, and there was no coming back from that. Ramprakash had a fine match, and Russell batted bravely, but they couldn't take the game into the final day. Ambrose was terrific. He bowled the fastest spell of the series, and that unsettled the top order. 3 wickets each for Walsh and Hooper. And that's a thumping victory. West Indies now lead 2-1 in the series. Well, Mike Atherton was the first England player to go into the West Indies dressing room, and afterwards he gave us his thoughts.
We missed a few chances in the field. Quite a lot of half chances were grassed, which you'd expect to maybe catch a few that we didn't. And obviously, we didn't get enough runs throughout the game. But throughout periods of the game, we fought hard, considering the West Indies got a good total in the first innings. Quite happy with the side we selected. The pitch we knew before the start of play was very dry. The pitch certainly spun. The West Indies played 2 spinners. Obviously, they had the extra seamer as well. But they had the benefit of batting first on the pitch.
Roy Fredericks chose Shivnarine Chanderpaul as his man of the match for his excellent century. And it was that first innings total of 352 that made all the difference in this match. Well, England now move to the beaches of Barbados. They've got a warm-up first-class match before the 5th Test starts on March the 12th in front of huge England support. And judging by the way Messrs Ambrose and Walsh ran in today, I think they'll need every bit of it. We look forward to your company then, but from all of us here in Georgetown, Guyana, good night.